Hi, dear one, and welcome to our next episode of Who Knows podcast.
Who knows what we're going to talk about today?
Well, we know, but firstly, how are you doing?
I'm good. A little overwhelmed, but in a good way. It's just a lot of new readings and new clients and a lot of new things happening in me and in my life, and it's exciting, but it's a lot.
But in a good way, though.
Yeah, of course. It just, I need some time to get used to it, that's all. How are you?
Yeah, because you're actually starting a completely new kind of chapter, and your little business journey in life these days. So, and your income is rolling in a better way, which is, it's nice, isn't it? It feels free.
Yeah. No,
to have money in the bank that you've earned.
Yeah, it feels like I've finally crawled out of the, scraping money from, the back of the chair type hole. Because before, it would be every time I put my card in, I would just cross my fingers and be like, please accept, don't decline. And now it's
that's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, we have been there.
It's not fun.
Not fun at all.
How are you?
I'm a little bit too busy, actually. I like, as you know, having lots of different balls juggling in the air in different areas, but at the moment this week and last week has just been a bit too much because I haven't had enough time for myself. I'm missing painting. I haven't been painting for 2 weeks, which I'm craving. I've got things in my mind and pictures that I want to put on the canvas, and I haven't done that. And so it has been, but it's also been a lot of people that we've been meeting up, and so I feel a little bit peopled out, basically.
Social batteries out.
Yeah, but then again, the people that what's today, Thursday, the rest of this week is fully booked again with people to meet, but all of them that we see I love. I don't want to say no, let's not.
No, it's not about the people, it's just about energy.
Correct. So but next week I'm guarding my schedule a bit and just saying no, because I'm up so bloody early. Yesterday 20 to 4:40, and today I woke up at 5:01. It's just too early, so I'm knackered. So yesterday I was trying to keep awake. Hello, darling. We have a cat here that wants to join.
You can probably hear him purring.
So, by 9:30, I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. If you're up at 5, you've been up many hours. So, but otherwise I'm good. It's rolling, and no, you can be here.
No, Goose, he's gonna knock the mic.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway.
So that's the way it is. But we have so many beautiful things going for us as well. So I think it's.
You gotta put aside time for you.
No, correct. Yeah.
Important.
No, absolutely. But I do feel that both you and me and Dad, we're kind of divinely guided at the moment.
It's a busy time right now.
It's
a busy time.
Yeah, and I hear it from other people as well. But I think when you work in the field of, I don't know what to call it, but trying to do good, not only for us, but for other people as well, it's not going to stop, is it? It's just going to... That's the way it is. But today, I wanted to talk about procrastination and self-sabotaging.
Wonderful topic.
Yeah, and do they go together?
Well, yeah. I feel like that's a very simple question, no?
Yeah, I guess. So, how do you feel? Let's start with procrastination.
I can be a very big procrastinator. It just depends on what it is. Most of the time, if I have something that needs to be done, I'll do it just to get it over and done with, because I know that if I don't do it, it's gonna happen within the next 5 years, but it, like, I can't guarantee. I used to be way worse. I used to, like, this is why, like, for example, when I was younger, I would always forget, like, the dishwasher and all these things. Even though every single day you guys would tell me about the dishwasher, I would think about the dishwasher and completely forget.
Because it was your job to empty the clean one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would completely forget, and then I'd think about it, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it in 5 minutes or something, or like after this thing.
And then you lose track of that thought.
And then I completely forget, and then every time I told you guys I'm forgetting, you're like, no, you just get trying to say that to get out of it. And I'm like, no, genuinely, my brain is not working.
Selective memory, I call it.
Sure, whatever you want. It just didn't happen. But now you've drilled it into my head long enough so that now whenever you ask for something, I'll just do it immediately. Or
Makes it easy, doesn't it?
yeah, because I know that otherwise I'll forget. Because if it's not important for me, then why would I remember it?
Yeah, but even though it's important and good for you.
So emptying the dishwasher is good for me.
No, I'm not talking. I mean, that's
Yeah.
chores that you did when you were younger. Now it's different, but I see procrastination as well for myself anyway in certain areas, because certain areas I'm pretty disciplined, and other areas which I still know is super good for me to do, I procrastinate, like working out.
Oh,
For example, there's so many different areas where one can procrastinate, I think.
yeah, for me with the working out, as soon as I get started, I have, like, I can discipline myself enough to keep going for at least a while. But it's just getting started. Like, I was literally just thinking about this the other day, which is so funny why you mentioned procrastination. No, because I was thinking, like, oh, I want to, like, start working out or doing some form of something physical. And I was like, okay, I'll do it when I move back in here.
Isn't that funny? Even that thought.
And then
What's wrong with today?
And then I thought about it, and I was like, okay, but now I'm doing that again. But then 'cause the thing is, I contradict myself, because yes, for one, it would be much easier and everything to do it here. I could do it there.
Yep.
But because it would be easier here, then I'm like, okay, well, then I'm just going to wait a little bit. But then when I get here, I'm going to be like, okay, but I'll do it after this thing. And like,
That is so procrastinating.
I know, it sucks. But it's just about starting something. And then when I've started something, I'm pretty okay at disciplining myself to finishing it, depending on what it is.
That day. Or do you mean like in the long run?
Depending on what it is. For example, working out, like, you guys were, like, you thought I was a completely different person last time I went to the gym, because I kept disciplining myself into going without any outside help. So it's like, I can put my mind to it. It just, for me, procrastination depends fully on how important it is for me. Because if, like, for example, yes, working out and, like, staying healthy is a very important thing, but I don't really care that much about it. So it's not really a thing that I'm passionate about in any way, which sucks. So in that case, then I'm like, okay, but I don't want to do it, but I need to do it. So in that case, I'm just going to procrastinate my way out of it because I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But with other minor things, like, for example, with a lot of recent work coming in, I haven't even had the thought of procrastinating it. I'm just immediately on it and doing it.
Yeah, because that's you like it,
because
you
I
see,
want to do it.
yeah, and also you enjoy it. You see money coming in. You see that you're helping other people,
Yeah.
and you see you're actually building your future in an amazing way at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, because working out and eating healthy, everybody knows it's so good for us. We know we sleep better. Our hormones for us women, well, for men as well, are better when we work out and move our body, and working in front of the screens like you do, and I mean we do, all of us in this family working in front of a screen at the moment. So not moving the body, eventually it will say, listen, I'm not happy, you know, you need to help me a little bit. Mind,
No.
body, spirit, right? To have that balance, it's
But
so tricky.
I have been starting to do, like, every morning I'll do some breathing, and then throughout the day I'll do like minor yoga sessions here and there, just like if I feel
Stretching.
like, yeah, if I feel like I've been stationary for too long, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take 10-15 minutes to just get my body going again.
Yeah.
Oh, I need a sneeze.
Yeah, because you're bless you.
Hello.
Hello. No, because your knees, you know, you
Yeah.
got bad knees. So
I had bad knees.
had bad knees. Sorry, thank you for correcting me. But still, you need to maintain them
Yeah.
a bit too.
No, and that's also a big reason why I have been doing stretches, because I'm mostly focusing on my legs, because I'm so inflexible and I'm so tired of it. Because it's like, if I can't even bend down to get something without fully squatting, because my legs are so not flexible.
Your hamstrings.
Yeah.
Well, that's just 2-3 minutes a day.
But that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
But at
perfect.
the same time, I remember I've done 2-3 times a day before for like a month, and I feel no different. That's also a big thing for me, like, which is part of procrastination, because if I don't see results basically immediately, I give up.
Well, it's going to take some time for certain things. But is there any let's not, we can talk about a different area than working out, but have you got any tricks or tools to get yourself out of procrastination?
Basically, just tell yourself to shut up and do it. Like, you just need to take that part, the procrastination side of your brain, and be like, you know what? I really am tired of listening to you. And then just do it. It isn't much easier said than done, believe me, because I still struggle with doing it occasionally with different topics. But that's how every single time that I've gotten out of that procrastination bubble, I'm so sick and tired of hearing it from myself that I'm like, okay, well, screw you. I'm still going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And that's also part of, like, it's a good motivator.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back to listening to that little gremlin in my head.
No, it's actually, Dad and I, when we did our last sofa talk, we were talking about discipline. And, you know, having that voice in your head, it actually takes less time to actually do that half an hour workout than having that voice in the head all day long.
Yeah.
That is just nagging, like, oh, you didn't do it today either. When I
It's
go
just
to
like
bed.
a really, really judgmental parent in your head. It's like, oh, you didn't do it today? Okay, then. Like,
Yeah,
it sucks.
yeah, not good. So yeah, that's a good tool, I guess. For myself, it's good to be accountable to somebody else. Either I promise somebody else to get out of it, or I make lists that I tick off. Just little tools to get out of that space of, it's laziness at the end of the day, because we all know what's good for us and what we maybe need to do. But sometimes it's scary as well, because it could be procrastination around certain areas where you need to deal with or face maybe emotional wounds that hasn't been healed, either within yourself or with other people, that that you postpone because they're hard to do. So, and I see and hear that quite a lot this year of transformation, and as I keep naming this 2023 year, that it's so much bubbling up at the moment, emotions and tears, that, and also that, which feels that we can't put our finger to what that is sometime, but that is also something that will stick in the head again until we deal with it. What do you think about that?
I'm so confused on what you just said.
Oh, are you? Okay.
There was like 14 different topics you just mentioned, and then it was like, what do you think? And I'm like, what? What? I just woke up too, so it might just be me, but what you just said did not make any sense to me.
Oh, okay. So if I
Just
try to simplify it a little bit, it might be the coffee hitting me. I've just started drinking coffee in my life. I've never been a coffee drinker, and now I have a coffee now and again, and the caffeine is in my head.
It's just like 14 different topics. What do you think about it? What?
No, what I meant is, okay, I do it again then. This year, 2023,
Yes.
which I called the transformation year,
Yes.
on so many levels.
Yes, agreed.
So if we take procrastination
Uh-huh.
with things that you haven't healed within yourself, it could be within yourself, or it could be with another person, or
Just any trauma.
yeah, it could be trauma, it could be that I feel is popping up, and until, like you postponing a workout, until you deal with that, then that's going to circulate as well in your mind and in your heart. And do you know what I mean then?
Yes.
Okay.
See, that to me is, yes, it's procrastination, but it's a completely different form of procrastination, because that is avoidance of conflict. Because a lot of people, because if you're fine with any form of conflict, then that won't be an issue for you. But
Right.
if you have issues with conflict, then you're going to procrastinate it and try step away from it and like not do it.
Yeah.
And it's also, depending on what it is a form of self-destruction. I mean, I've been in that exact same position where there's been so much trauma, or there's been a conversation needed to be had, or something here and there that I need to do with another person that involves some form of negative emotions towards them or me. And I would just constantly put it off, and it would tear me like apart on the inside, because it was hurting me not to do it, but the thought of it, of doing it, would also hurt. So I was just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is definitely a form of self-destruction, 100%. I mean, like I've had that year of when I was 16. That whole year was just self-destruction. It was not a nice year.
No, it wasn't.
Nope.
It was hard to watch.
But I'm very grateful for it. Because look at me now.
I know. We all kind of need to go through the mill sometimes.
Not sometimes, all the time. You can't grow without being rained on.
No, absolutely true. And it's our teacher, she always says, look at a diamond. How much pressure has a diamond gone through before it actually becomes a beautiful diamond?
I don't like how people, I don't like how this world sugarcoats everything. But the whole, oh, don't hurt yourself. Oh, be careful. It's so... the way that I see people raising their kids, it's like their kids are made of porcelain. It's like, no, we're animals. If you just let them do their thing, sure, they'll get hurt here and there, but they'll learn. And they won't be stupid people when they grow up.
No.
Like, I'm just sick of hearing, oh, don't hurt yourself, do this, be careful, da-da-da. It's like, no, hurt yourself, go for it, do it.
Well, I mean, you
Don't, self-harm or anything like that.
No.
But, like, don't be afraid of getting hurt, because it is, I think it's one of the most beautiful things that can happen, because the actual hurt part lasts very little. But
depending.
Yeah, but compared to, okay, say you get heartbroken. Okay, certain people can get over that in a week. Certain people take years to get over that. Depends who you are as a person. But in the long run, once you do get over it, you have your entire rest of your life, and you have learned this lesson, and you have grown. So it is a short amount of time compared to your whole life.
No, absolutely. But it's different things. For example, we have a dear friend to us, my age, that has lost 2 of his kids. 2. That's, I mean, I can't imagine. And they say losing a child, that is such a heartache that how do you come back from that? Of course you learn, but what's the lesson in that? So I think it's different things depending on what you go through, because for a parent to lose 2 children,
I still see that as a growth process.
no, I know you can see it anyway, but I'm saying
100%.
It
It is one of the worst things that a human can experience. Losing a child. I don't. I think.
I mean, you're not a mother yet, but
no, but I can
me.
imagine. I can imagine. Like it's. I truly do believe that that's one of the worst things that could happen to a person.
Yeah.
However, just because it's like that, it doesn't mean that you have to go around being depressed for the rest of your life.
No, of course not. But it never leaves that person.
Of course
it
not.
changes who you are, and then I don't know why we started talking about this, but yeah, because it's different things to go through. But okay, let's say you.
Can I just say one more thing?
I don't. What?
Can I just say one more thing?
Yes. I'm like, no. No, you have to shut up now.
It's Kim's podcast. Emmy is in a basement now. No, because you said no, it never leaves you. And I believe that our pains never leave us. I feel like they, like, when I look back on everything that I've been through, I still have that with me. Even though I'm over most of them and I've healed from them, I've grown from them, they're still with me. They're still a part of me because I'm the same person who experienced those things. Mm-hmm. So, like, when you said, when your kid dies, like, that will never leave you, I 100% agree, but that's for everything. It's a much more deeper, painful cut. Like, it's more like your arm getting cut off than just a little cut. But
yeah, because you get reminded every year, the birthday. Every, it's not like something that, I can't, it's different levels of lessons or obstacles. I don't know. It's
It also could be past life lessons. Like, for example, we had dinner with a friend the other day, and he had a reading with a woman, and she was constantly trying to have kids, and she just couldn't have any kids. And then in the reading, he was like, "Oh, your past life, you have 12 kids.
Yeah.
So in this life, you were like, it's my time now." And that completely changed her life. So, like, depending on if things are just not happening for you, then it might just be past life things, or
Yeah, that is so tricky though for a lot of people to realize. I mean, you can feel and see that, but most people can't.
I forget that I'm not normal.
No, no, and not in that field, at least you're not.
I'm not in any field, and I'm completely fine
what
with
is
that.
normal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say people who aren't awake are normal.
And what does that mean?
Oh yeah, people don't know that saying. What we at least I don't know if it's just in our family or in.
I don't like to call. I don't like. I've never liked this. Oh, is she or he awake? Because then, for me, it feels like
You're
you
putting
are
yourself
judging
in a
and putting other
yeah,
people
yeah.
down by saying, "Oh, they're asleep."
So
No, I
what
like to use more aware.
aware. Okay.
I like to use that word. It's better for me anyway.
People who are aware then.
What the shit is going on, basically.
Yeah, it's like. Is it just our family that says that, or is it like a genuine thing in the community of?
People say awake normally.
Okay.
Yeah, sadly.
Well, potato, potato.
Yeah. No, it's important how we talk about each other.
No, it basically just means if you are conscious of the mass amount of lies that the system and government tell us day to day, and are aware of that we're not just meat suits, walking around and we're supposed to be paying taxes.
For me, it's mostly if you're not aware, or then you follow the mainstream media, you believe in the news and the TV that you're being fed. You trust the big pharma, and that's kind of people, I think, that maybe haven't got the interest, or it's not the right timing for them. I've stopped judging long time ago. But that's the way I see it. And the people that are more aware have dug a little bit deeper down the rabbit hole and realized that shit, we've been had.
Everything is fucked.
Well, lots and lots of lies that's been programmed and conditioned us since birth.
Yeah.
So what did you want to say about that? Now when we have
I
explained.
was just thinking about that when you were explaining it. I was like, why are we talking about this?
Because you started saying something about being awake, and then we changed the word to more aware, but then did you lose the thread?
I never had the thread. It's gone. I pretend like I do, but I've never seen a thread in my life.
Okay. So
moving on.
Yeah, I guess moving on. Emotions.
Right.
Just sidetracking to a completely different topic here now. How do you see emotions, and do you 100% control them?
No, and I will never control them.
Really?
I will never.
So
ever,
how
ever
does an
control
emotion
them.
start? Where does it start?
Outside input.
Outside input. But an emotion can start here. You're sitting here. Where does it start?
From outside input.
Always.
I believe so. I don't like if you have never experienced anything. Let's say, okay, hypothetical world. You're born in this one box. You've grown up in this entire box. All you've known is this one box, right?
That's very hard to imagine, darling.
Okay, but it's a hypothetical world.
Uh-huh.
All you've known is this box. You've lived there your whole life. You've never experienced anything besides this box. I believe that person isn't going to have the emotional capacities as most of us. Because emotions are built on experiences. Like, being angry, for example, you can't get angry without outside input. Yes, it might be memories, but that's still outside input.
You see, I think all the emotions starts with a thought. You cannot have an emotion without having a thought first.
Well, you can't do anything without a thought first.
So, no, but I want to dig a little bit deeper here.
Okay, go on.
Because if you're sitting in your room.
Right.
No, let's say you wake up. You've had a really good night's sleep and you wake up.
Right.
And as soon as you wake up, your mind wakes up and you start thinking. If you start thinking and have a bad day, because we all have them, where does that, because that then connects to emotion. And that emotion starts with a thought.
Okay.
That thought, okay. No, let me finish. And that thought, you're in control over.
Can I speak now?
Yes.
It's very Kim's podcast today.
No, I'm asking you questions all the time.
Okay, so
I'm gonna go. I'm interesting.
I'm gonna go real rabbit hole on this.
Go, baby.
So, I feel like I've had my bad days, and I'm in a very neutral / towards positive kind of default state the past year. So it's very rare that I have bad days. Yes, I can have tired days, but bad days I rarely have now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I do have them, it could be hormones. I'm on my period or something like that.
Correct.
Okay, good point. In that case, those are hormones controlling them.
Yeah.
Right? It's not me consciously thinking
it's
of a
mix,
thought.
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second thing, you and I, maybe not everyone, but you and I are aware that they spray chemtrails that can control our emotions. For example, sometimes all three of us have woken up pissed off at nothing.
Yeah.
And it's just been a horrible day, and we all just want to punch everything. But we don't, because we're nice
Normally
people.
we're quiet that day.
Yeah, we're just like, don't talk to me or you're gonna get a foot up your ass. Like, it's... And we're like, why are we so angry? And then it's because they've done that. In that case, I don't believe I have any control over my emotions. I don't believe that's a thought that I have had. That's something that's outside.
But you believe you're controlling your thoughts, I hope.
No.
Oh! You don't believe that you control your own thoughts in your mind?
Certain thoughts. Listen, let me elaborate. I am a spiritual person, and 90% of my life has been controlled by the universe, I feel. Like, I've woken up with never, ever, ever even hearing the term acceptance, and then suddenly I have the whole encyclopedia in my head. How is that my thoughts? That's the universe been like, here, have a USB stick in my head. You know? When I'm doing readings, those aren't my thoughts.
No, but that's a different thing than that's like channeling. Yeah, I'm talking about just being a normal girl.
But the thing is, like, we're back to that again, not normal. And I've realized more and more that when I talk to people, like when we have deeper conversations, when we're having just like banter, then yeah, I'm thinking. But when it's deeper conversations, I have no idea the words that I'm saying before they leave my mouth. And when they leave my mouth, I'm like, oh shit, like I didn't even know that. But I just said it. It's really mind-fucking, and it, like, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I'm like, what is happening to me? This is cool, but what? And like, But like, I believe I have control over some of my thoughts, not all of them.
Okay, interesting.
And there's that saying, intrusive thoughts. It's like, I feel like we've all had that thought of killing someone at some point. Do you feel like you're in control of that thought? When you're happy as day, and then, boop, there you go.
Well, I'm in control of that thought in a way that, of course, I'm not going to act on anything stupid.
You're in control of what you do with that thought, but the actual thought itself.
No, but also because I'm reading this book at the moment together with Dad, and it's about relationships and everything, for us to kind of take our relationship, which has been going on for 25 years, or marriage, to the next level. And they talk a lot about emotions, and every emotion starts with a thought. So now, whenever this is connected to everything now, and this is so hand in hand with the yoga philosophy that we've been we have so many tools from our spiritual teacher within this as well. In the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, for example, they call it Pratipaksha Bhavana, which is replacing that Sanskrit, which is as soon as a negative thought comes up, you can dwell on that thought if you feel like, oh, it's a fucked up day and the world, blah, blah, blah. If you feel like being in that, but you can change that thought in a second for something much more comfortable and better, and also what you're spreading around you. So hang on a minute.
Agreed.
So I'm practicing a lot in our relationship at the moment, because as soon as something comes up which I am not 100% in balance with around Dad, I just think it's just a thought and I change it. It's just a thought and I change it. It's just a thought and I change it, which means I'm in control of my thoughts, and then I have a more peaceful mindset. Yes, you go.
Okay. Thank you.
You're making a face here like, let me speak.
Okay. So there was a misunderstanding, because when you say control your thought, you mean control the things you do with said thought. When the way you said it, I took it as in controlling the actual thought itself.
Okay, I see what you mean.
And where it comes in and how it comes in.
Because that I don't even know sometimes. That's from,
what I mean.
That's from my childhood or my fears or my insecurities or whatever.
Like, thoughts themselves come from anything. But what you do with them, yes, that I agree with, that I have control over.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, I used to...
Okay, then we're on the same page.
Like, I used to be a severe overthinker. I used to think that everyone hated me and all these things. And it was just negative all the time. And then eventually I got so sick of it that I was like, okay, every single overthinking thought that I have, I'm going to switch it.
Yes.
Into something different.
You took control.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, like, oh, my friends had me, oh, look at a pretty painting, or like just completely switch it. And eventually stopped overthinking.
Yeah.
So I agree that you have control over what you do with the thought.
Yes.
Not the thought itself.
Okay, then we're on the same page.
You need to learn how to phrase better.
Yeah, all right then. No, because the thoughts that come in, I think almost all the negative ones are grounded in insecurities and trauma. So that's also, we're reading in this book, I find it so fascinating, this book. It's called The Relationship Handbook, if anybody is interested. So, and it's so simplified how they explain it, and it goes so hand in hand with the yoga philosophy, which we've had 17 years of. So and what they explain is that any kind of relationship bumps or obstacles or imbalances you have comes from insecurities within yourself.
And insecurities come from a lack of healing.
A lack of what?
Healing.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You haven't, I think I haven't met anybody that hasn't got some sort of, I wouldn't say trauma maybe, but imbalances or from childhood or from school or from some nasty uncle or whatever, that maybe you carry until you deal with it. So
yeah, I mean, these negative thoughts are there to remind us that, hey, this is still an issue that you're maybe unaware of, and your body's just like, I'm just reminding you that this is a thing that you need to deal with.
Yeah.
Now, what you can, like you said, like, you can sit there and cry about it all day or all week if you want to.
Yeah.
But you can change it.
Yeah, absolutely. But you also have to be really kind to yourself and hug to yourself. I hug my inner child a lot these days, and it feels so lovely.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I love it, and she's so perfect, that little child. And then she grew up to be like this.
She's still there.
No, I know. Anyway, darling, we need to wrap up. What are you grateful for?
I am grateful for life itself. It is a beautiful thing to be alive, and figuring out what it is to be alive is beautiful too. I'm very grateful for all the new and huge changes that are happening within me and in my life. They're exciting. And I'm grateful to have a roof over my head, food in the fridge, warm water, and a nice comfy bed.
Brilliant. I'm super grateful for our project that we're building here in Bali. That just feels very divinely guided. There's lots of green lights around that. I'm super grateful that your life is now, it's just rolling with clients and the people that you're helping. And it's just such a win-win, the path you're on, not for yourself, but and for others. And I'm also very grateful that all my 3 kids are actually happy at the moment, which is rare because normally one is a little bit out of balance, but at the moment all 3 are happy and doing good. So that's it for here. Come and join us on our backstage pass on Substack. You find the link below.
Toodles!